In this segment, I'd like to explain to you and set up for you as clearly as I can the services that you can access through Commercial Dispute Management Center. Commercial Dispute Management Center focuses on the business owner, on the SMEs out there, the small to medium-sized enterprises. We offer a consultancy service. If you come and see us and say you would like to have the consultancy service, what it covers is this. We can be consulted on your internal policies and procedures to effectively manage and handle disputes. We can have a look at them and right across the board and give you assistance on how they can be improved and tightened up to give you much stronger certainty that disputes will be identified early and then managed quickly and effectively and resolved quickly. We provide a consultancy service in relation to any of your business contracts. You can bring in any of your business contracts, a single one or several of them, and we can review those contracts and give you advice on whether they need to be upgraded. We have a special contract upgrading or upgrader service that we offer. The key aspect of that service is to analyze your contracts and be able to tell you how well will they bulletproof your business from being dragged into litigation by someone who you're in dispute with when there hasn't been a proper attempt to manage and resolve that dispute without litigation. So contracts can be drafted in a particular way with a set of clauses that will ensure that when a dispute occurs, it must follow certain steps. It's a step process. And that essentially is someone who raises a dispute has to clearly identify what the issues are that they're raising to ground that dispute, and then enter into a negotiation process. Everything's tightly controlled time-wise, so things don't drag on. If the negotiation process doesn't succeed, it moves to the next level, which could be involving a neutral expert or mediation. Next stage could be to arbitration. All this can be explained in our consultancy service and how you can upgrade your contracts to ensure that this stepped process in managing disputes will happen, and that no one that you do business with or that's in any kind of commercial relationship with you can up the ante on you without you desiring it or wanting it and force you into court or threaten to take you into court. We have another service which we call triage. This is a very, very vital service offered by Commercial Dispute Management Center that, in my view, is vital. As you know, if you go to a hospital, the very first place you go in the emergency center is triage. A triage nurse comes out to see you, and the whole point of that is to work out who you should go to. What's the nature of your problem, and how would the hospital best manage it so that they can head you off in the right direction? Now, in some cases, it means you're told there's no issue and you can go away, right? There's no point for you to go to anyone. In the other case, it can be managed by a nurse. In another case, you go to one of the emergency center doctors. In another instance, the triage says, no, we need to call in an expert straight away. We do things the same way. You bring a dispute through the doors to us and we apply triage. Triage is to strip the dispute down, analyze it, evaluate it, understand it, and then match it up with or align it with the right set of services. Now, those set of services might come from one person or a number of people. It might include just assisted negotiation, or it might include some sort of a hybrid process where you're assisted with negotiation, you're assisted with communications, and then moving it on to mediation if necessary to arbitration. And with this hybrid systems that can be designed, a matter can move back and forth between these different types of ADR, assisted dispute resolution, as part of the blueprint. Triage determines the best way to handle your dispute. We then, of course, offer dispute management services. Now, they tend to follow on from the triage if the triage says that that's dispute management as part of the blueprint for this dispute. If the dispute's going to require the services of a commercial mediator, we can supply those services. If it says it needs legal advice, we can make sure that you get appropriate legal advice. If it's not from within Commercial Dispute Management Center, we may put you in touch with the right legal lawyer to provide you with that kind of legal advice that you seem to need. If it's a case where triage indicates that there's going to be a need for some sort of arbitration service, we can cater for that as well. So basically, all the services that are provided are catered to the objective of quick, efficient, low-cost, expedient dispute management and resolution. We also have another service that we incorporate, and it will be identified whether this will be suitable for you or not in the triage process. And this is what's called online dispute resolution. Its abbreviation is ODR. ODR is one aspect of ADR, Assisted Dispute Resolution. And this is something that's becoming more and more prominent now. We obviously want to make sure that we're making maximum use of it in appropriate cases. So ODR, Online Dispute Resolution, is where we make use of electronic means to manage and deal with your dispute where it's appropriate. Now, that can be through use of telephone, it could be use of conferencing, online conferencing services, and video services. We can make use of existing services like provided through Skype, where you can have various people come into a meeting. They can all hear each other and talk to each other, and with permission of everyone, it can be recorded. And within minutes at the end of the session, a copy of that recording, where we use particular software for that, can be sent off to each of the parties. We can have video conferencing. We use services like GoToMeeting for that, where everyone is like sitting together except we can be in our own places. Now, this helps people where there's geographic problems. If someone is in dispute and one of the people is in Sydney and the other one happens to be in Perth, do we have to wait until everyone can come together in either Perth or Sydney to help you with the dispute? No. We can immediately get things happening by using ODR, where we can get you to audio conference or video conference straight away to start managing the dispute. So we make maximum use of ODR. In summary, we offer these services: our consultancy service, our contract upgrade service, our service to help you review your internal policies and procedures and to help you tighten them up, our early dispute management and early dispute resolution services.